All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. It's your boy True Inferno, and the time has arrived. The raid is over. International Inferno is back. So we're getting things popping with the first installment of episode 3 of International Inferno. So believe it or not, the day don't start with me arriving in Japan, nor does it start with me arriving in Chicago, nor does it start with me getting on a train to take me to Chicago. It actually starts a couple of nights prior, if you can believe that or not. So Adventure Week is going on, and Adventure Week started before I even embarked on the journey to Japan. And it started with me getting this shiny Amaura. So that's what's up. We actually got one of these. I'm very excited to get one of these. This thing looks very, very nice right here. I'm going to keep it as is. I know this is going to be at one of the in-person Go Fest events. So I'm going to try to get another one to complete the family. And whichever one has the best IVs, I'm going to evolve. Even though I could evolve this right now. It's nighttime right now. So there you go with that. So yeah, this was done on the 29th. And this was, remember serves correctly, I think this was 2 days before I embark on a journey to Japan. No, this was actually, I take that back. This was actually Saturday night, late Saturday morning somehow. So it was like 1 in the morning, something like that. Or something along those lines. Yeah, I don't remember the time frame. Actually, this should have been the 28th. It should have been the 28th. I don't know why I said the 29th. Probably because of the time zone difference here. So it should have been the 28th. So yeah, this was Friday night. I had to think about it. Yes, this was Friday night when I got this thing. So now we move on to Saturday. So I was dropped off at the train station, and it was also the same day as my great aunt's funeral, because she died a little over a week prior to me leaving. So her funeral was on the same day. It was like, I think a little over an hour after I got on the train and left. And the crazy thing about this train was that when I got to the train station where I was dropped off, the train was already there. It was early. It was like a few minutes early. So I was shocked at that, because you know, the first time I was going to Japan, I took the train. I had to wait for the train to show up, you know, and I got there early. You want to get there early. But yeah, the train was already there, so I boarded. And there were, if memory serves correctly, I think there were 2 or 3 delays. No, it was 2 delays. And a third, like a stoppage to, you know, people can get out and stretch their feet, which is new right there. And the 2 delays, they barely lasted for 2 minutes, which was interesting. And we actually got to Chicago pretty early than expected as well. So after that, took the bus that took me to the train station. And because they were doing construction at 2 of the, or 3 other stops, we just passed the stops and we got to the airport early as well. So everything's going good. Everything's going good. And then, you know, got to the airport, checked my bag, made my way to the gate, got some McDonald's, and then this happened. So I'm at my gate, and the thing is, it was supposed to take off.
Reminder, boarding group 1 and 2 and 3 for LH431 to Frankfurt are welcome to board.
So it was originally supposed to take off at 5:45 p.m. This is Central Standard Time. It got delayed to 6:15 p.m. Central Standard Time, which means by the time I get to Japan, I'll probably have 30 minutes of the after party of the what is it, Polyswag Community event, but they boarding people right now. By the looks of it, it's not even 5 o'clock yet, so I don't know what's going on. We may take off early. I haven't gotten a notice about that, but that's how it's looking. So yeah, I'm looking at the times right now. It was supposed to leave at 5:45, supposed to get there at like 9:05 Sunday night Tokyo time. But it got delayed again to 6:15 Chicago time, meaning I'm supposed to get there at 9:35 Tokyo time. But now they're starting to board people. They're already number 3. I'm in group 5, so I want to have time to do a live stream for my Patreon folks. So that's going to be very interesting. I'm going to probably do one right in line. So yeah, stay tuned. So let me explain to you exactly what happened. Despite what was said in the intercom, our flight to Tokyo was indeed delayed. And it got delayed 2 to 3 more times. And the flight that you were hearing them talking about in the intercom was about a different flight that was supposed to be at gate 27, but either something was wrong with gate 27 itself or something was wrong with the road near gate 27. So that flight that was supposed to be at gate 27 was moved to gate 26, which was where my flight was. So that's why it was delayed. So basically, every flight that was at gate 26 and gate 27 shared the exact same gate, which was 26. So my flight got delayed 2 or 3 more times, wherever the case may be. And then I finally got on board and I got the middle section. So there's 3 sections. You know, you got the section far on the left, then you got the middle, then you got far on the right. So the middle section had 4 seats. And the beauty of it is this. It was me and one other dude in that row, meaning the 2 seats between us were empty. So I'm like, bet this is a really good flight, you know. And you know, I'm on the flight watching movies, listening to music, and I'm going to sleep. And you know, I'm eating because they give us food and things of that nature. So, and I'm just going in and out of sleep, whatever the case may be. And when we landed, and by the time I actually got off the plane and got an internet connection, it was like Sunday night, 10:05 p.m., which means I completely missed the Polyswag Community Day events. But basically, despite the multiple delays, we still got there at a pretty decent time. So imagine there was no delays. We probably would have got there like at 8 something. And then I could have spent 2 hours inside of the airport taking part in Community Day, or the aftermath of it, where you know we do the 4-star raids to try to get more Polyswags to spawn. But alas, I missed all of that. So after I got through customs, I picked up my bags and stuff like that. I made my way to the hotel inside the airport, which was at Terminal 1. So I took the bus to Terminal 1, checked in, and then, you know, got situated, and then I went to sleep. It was unique. It was a very unique experience, I do say so myself. And I think I only slept for like, I don't know, 3 hours maybe, 3.5 hours. Because originally my plan was to wake up at, I think my plan was to wake up at 4:30. And I thought about it, I'm like, well, my flight's at 6:25 and I need to check my bag again. So let's wake up earlier than that. So I did. I think I woke up, I got out of bed at like 3:30 and I took my shower and things of that nature. And the crazy thing was, the airport technically was closed. So even though people were still allowed in there, you could sleep in the airport. And I don't mean just, you know, because of the hotels that were available inside the airport and the lounges, like you could sleep in the airport. But in terms of getting from terminal to terminal, in terms of a bus or the passageway, they were closed. So I'm like, how am I supposed to get back to Terminal 2? Because, you know, the hotel I was staying at was in Terminal 1. But luckily, they were opening everything up. So I went downstairs and it was closed. Then I went outside thinking the bus gonna show up. And then I look at the schedule. I think the bus don't show up till like 5:30. And I'm like, okay, that's cutting it close. So then I went back in to see about the passageway, and that's when I noticed that it was open. So I'm like, bet. So I went down there, and this passageway was long as heck. It was a long walk, but I managed to, you know, get through that. So I got over to Terminal 2, and the escalator taking me rather to the top floor where, you know, you check your bags, you go for security, all that stuff. Like, security was literally opening it up right when I was walking towards that. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I got up there, and then nothing was open yet. They were still in the process of opening stuff. So we talking about security. We talking about, you know, checking your bags, you know, checking in and stuff like that. So everybody was opening up. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna relax here for a second. And then one thing I failed to mention, we need to backtrack. While I was in Chicago, I don't remember where I was at. Either I was in the airport, I don't remember where I was at. I did get a shiny Galarian Slowpoke doing inventory, which was crazy. I don't know where this thing came from. So there it is right there, the shiny Galarian Slowpoke. I don't remember what I was doing, but I was in Chicago and I got this thing right here. And I'm like, what the heck is this? So that actually happened. That legit happened right there. And then fast track, you know, bringing it back to me being inside the Terminal 2 airport in Haneda, how you pronounce it, this happened. I'm now in Terminal 2, so I was staying at a hotel that was inside Terminal 1 for the night. They are in the process of opening up pretty much the rest of the airport. So I made my way to Terminal 2 as they're opening stuff up, like the passageway and the escalators, and now they're opening up the gates and stuff like that. Meanwhile, we got a shiny Aerodactyl right here, 1041 CP. This is actually my first shiny here in Japan. So we're gonna go ahead and capture this real quick. That was a terrible throw. Hopefully we get to catch 1, 2, 3. We got it. That's what's up. So in case, I probably explained this already, but I missed out on Polyswag Community Day completely because of all the delays and the fact that by the time I landed here in Tokyo, I had no internet connection, and by the time I got off the plane, it was like, what, 10:05? So the event was totally over. So hopefully I can get some trades in with somebody who can like give me 2 or 3 of these shiny Polyswags with the move. Or I could just wait till December. That's another option as well. So yeah, your boy missed Polyswag Community Day, and I got the special research in case I was going to, you know, complete it within limited time, but that did not happen. I'm about to check the rest of these because, oh wait a minute, let me check these gems actually. Yeah, see, I knew it. We're gonna put in, actually I want something north, so let's go BU, F, or BOU, yes. Let people know that, yes, an American is here in Japan, infiltrating these gyms. Okay, there's no room for me in that gym, although that is a cool pocket. Look at that right there. That is cool though, if I do say so myself. All right, so yeah, let's keep it moving. So I got a shiny Aerodactyl. This was my first shiny ever since returning to Japan, and I named it Tokyo 2023. So this was my first shiny when I got here. So yeah, that's what's up, that's what's up. So then after that, I had to check my bag, and it was a ridiculously long line. So I checked my bag, got that done. Once I got done checking my bag, which was a long line, going through security wasn't that tedious of a process at all. So that was good. And then I made it to my gate, and then I got on the flight that was gonna take me from Tokyo to Osaka. I guess I could have done a bullet train, even though it would have been like a longer traveling time. But I think it would have been just like me getting in the station and just getting on the train very quickly, as opposed to checking the bags, going through security, going to the gate, waiting for your name to be, you know, that, all that stuff. So there was that. But the flight though, which was like a hour-long flight, something like that, it was great because I had the left section all to myself, that entire row. There was nobody else in, really, there was hardly anybody in that flight. So I was sitting near the door. So that was a really cool flight. I had to say that was one of the best flights ever, despite the fact that there was no TV in front of my chair directly. But you know, I slept, woke up, ate, or really I had coffee, and then I stayed up listening to music and stuff like that. And then I got out and I was in Osaka. And then I got my ticket, and the thing was I had, and as a matter of fact, here it is right here. So I got the Hankou Tourist Pass, 2 days pass. So I used this on Monday, and I'm gonna use this again on Thursday. So the thing is, and I ordered this in advance actually. So what happened was this: I had to go to this one train station just to actually pick this thing up, and then I had to go from that train station towards my actual final destination. And I don't remember when this happened, but I was in Osaka. I was in the train going towards either to pick this thing up or going to my final destination, which is here. And I hatched a shiny Tyrunt. I hatched a shiny Tyrunt on the train. And when you're in Japan, you can't be yelling and stuff like that, especially in the subway or on the train, stuff like that. So I was like, oh my gosh. So yes, I hatched a shiny Tyrunt on the train. So that actually happened. That's what's up. From an egg somewhere out from Cali. So that actually happened. That actually happened. So I got here and checked it. Well, I couldn't check in because check-in time wasn't until 2 o'clock, and I think I got there till like 9 in the morning, 10 in the morning, something like that. I got there super early. It was still morning time, and if memory serves correctly, I haven't eaten yet. So I'm out here working on a secret project, and once I left my bags here and I got organized in terms of what I want to bring with me, I went to work on the secret project. So I'm traveling all over this secret location, and the crazy thing is, actually, while I was here, I did hatch a shiny Ammonite. So I have no clue where this thing came from. Like, the eggs must have hatched and I didn't pay attention to it. I don't know. Or it must have been one of those glitches where it won't show you the hatch animation. But somehow I hatched a shiny Ammonite. So that's a thing. That actually happened. And then on the same day, while I was here traveling from point A to point B to point C, whatever the case may be, I caught a shiny Tyrunt. So now I actually have 2 of these. The family is complete. So I actually have 2 of these. So yeah, that's pretty interesting right there if I do say so myself. So we now got 2 of them. I haven't evolved one yet. I will at some point. But yeah, we got 2 of these things now. So that's what's up. That's what's up. And while I'm still traveling around, I did get another shiny Aerodactyl, which was, I kind of frowned at it because I'm like, okay, I want the shiny Archon. I want the shiny Tortuga, especially the Tortuga, because I won't see that spawning around anywhere else for this point going forward, if memory serves correctly. I know it won't be at any of the Go Fest events. So yeah, but nevertheless, a shiny is shiny. So I ended up with another shiny Aerodactyl. And then, you know, the rest of Friday was pretty chill. I made it back here at a decent time, and then I went out, got some chicken ramen that was nearby, and then I went to sleep early. I went to sleep like at 9 something, which is amazing. And now we move on to Tuesday. So now it's August 1st. I'm about to say April, but it's August 1st, and y'all know that to be the 1st of the month. So, and this was when things got serious because I was carrying more stuff this time around. I was carrying 3 cameras and 3 tripods, and they all went in back. I'm not gonna show you how big the tripods were. So I'm at this one spot, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, where to do this documentary, this self-interview process, whatever. And I'm just walking around, and it's hot, and I'm like, okay, I didn't do this the first day. There's 2 things I didn't do the first day that I did the second day onward. One, I didn't drink anything while I was out and about, which is bad, I know, because, you know, that's how you get heat stroke, and you can collapse and things of nature and dehydrate. But I didn't do it. I didn't do it for some odd reason. I just was focused on getting the project done for that day. Cause I had everything planned out in terms of where I want to go and, you know, things of that nature per day. So that was that. And the second thing was I didn't use my umbrella. My umbrella is actually right here. So even though I had it on me, because I looked up the weather in advance, they told us, oh, it's going to rain. And I had it right here on Monday. I never used it. Now I did go out Monday night and it did rain, but it wasn't serious rain. And I did have it that time. But Tuesday, I'm like, okay, screw this. Use this. And I planned in advance to get water. And I was filling up my bottle, which is over here actually. So my bottle and stuff fell out my pouch. But yeah, that's what happened on Tuesday. So I did the self-interview process, and prior to that, we got the shiny Archon. So I actually found this in the route. The shiny Archon is right here, and I was so happy when I got this. I was like, yes. And you know, because you're in Japan, you can't yell and things of that nature. But we got the shiny Archon on Tuesday. So that was 1 of the 4 actually that I wanted. So now I needed to find the shiny Tortuga. And spoiler alert, I didn't get it. But nevertheless, we did get that. So once I got done with the self-interview process, I went to this one spot, and it was a lot of walking and a lot of climbing that took place here. It was no joke. It was no joke at all. But while I was there was a certain spot that I tried to find, and I believe I found it. So I'm not gonna say what it is because it's gonna be a major giveaway in terms of where the secret spot is. And while all this was going on, I did get a shiny Kabuto. I don't remember if this was from the Daily Adventure instance or just no, I didn't use a regular instance. It made sense correctly. I think this is from the Daily Adventure instance. So I did get a shiny Kabuto, so I'm like, okay, I was not expecting that, but there it is. So we got that. And also on the same day, I got shiny Skittles. Shiny Skittles as well. I believe this was from the Daily Adventure instance. So that actually happened. And then once I got done finding the spot within that area, I went to other places for me to continue with my secret project. And it took till nightfall to get it done, but I did get it done nevertheless. And I decided to get food from 7-Eleven. Try to be cheap. Ultimately, that wasn't exactly cheap. I think I got like 3 things and like 2 drinks. So I wouldn't call that cheap. Like I could have just went to a restaurant and ate there, to be honest. So there was that. And one of the things that happened on Tuesday, I want to talk about this before we move on to Wednesday. One of the things that happened on Tuesday, we're gonna backtrack a little bit. After I found the secret spot that I was looking for, I kind of took the wrong turn and I walked through like this weird area where you would have think it was like a corporate or industrial area, like a mini industrial area, I guess you could call it that. And then it went from being industrial to residential. And I was like, yes. So even though that was not the plan, I was grateful to find that residential area. Because here's the thing about me. So I watch anime. And yes, I do watch the fighting and the slashing of the sword and the action-packed anime, stuff like that. You know, like Dragon Ball Z, Detective Conan, Bleach, One Punch Man, and stuff like that. But I also like the slice of life, you know, the everyday lifestyle anime, you know. So I like that. And I like the atmosphere, the setting, the location for those, where those type of animes take place at. So when I found myself at the residential area, I immediately thought of that, the slice of life, you know, the everyday life, you know, stuff like that. That's how I felt. And I'm like, this is what I always wanted, just to walk around a spot like that. And I was able to do that. And I just like, even though I was trying to get to the train station and it was somewhere hard or whatever, but I was dealing with it at this point. But I just felt this overwhelming sense of joy knowing where I was at. The only regret that I had was that I did not take any pictures on my phone. Remember, it says it correctly. I don't think I took any pictures. I was just too busy walking and just looking around. But I wish I had to take some pictures because that area was amazing to me. It was really, really was. Like, I don't think most people would be able to appreciate that atmosphere. But for me personally, it was everything. It was everything to round up there and to see that setting up close and personal. Like, I was thankful that I was able to discover a spot like that. So I just want to get that out the way. And now we're going to jump into Wednesdays, which is today's date, which is now August the 2nd. And then I went out west, and I don't remember when I counted this, but we got another shiny Kabuto right here. I don't remember when I encountered this, but we got another one. We got another shiny Kabuto. So I went over there, and there was some more residential areas over there as well near this amazing tourist attraction. And I was going to this one temple, and you know, in between the amazing well-known tourist attraction and the temple, it was a residential area. So there you go with that. So once I got done exploring the temple, that's when I made my way back, and I had to take a different route to get to the bus. And again, I was walking through another residential area. Although the one on Tuesday was much better than this one, but I was like, okay, I'm not messing this up. I'm taking pictures. So I got like 1 or 2 pictures of it, or wherever the case may be. And I took the bus, and if memory serves it correctly, as I went on to fulfill my route and things of that nature, I think I encountered a shiny Zigzagoon right here from, it wasn't a Daily Adventure instance. I think it was just spawning around, and boom, there it was, which I'm like, what the heck? So there you go with that. Now, in terms of where I was going, here's the thing. We're going to backtrack again. Monday, the first place I wanted to go to was the, oh, there was this one place, I can't say what it was. There's this one place I want to go to, but it wasn't open on Mondays. So I went there on Wednesday. So after I got done going to the major attraction and then going to the temple, I caught the bus back around this area because where I'm staying at was where this place was. It was like, I think what is it, 20-minute walk from here. And then, you know, I was able to get in. That place was gorgeous. It was amazing. And it's free, by the way. So that actually happened. And then I made my way south from here. And what ended up happening was I found this one temple that I don't remember if you had to pay. When I first looked it up, I thought you had to pay to get in, but I got in for free. And it was a big temple too. It was a big temple. I'm like going into basement number 3 of this temple. Like, this was a really big temple. And then after that, I went into this one place and got some footage there. And then there was 2 places that I went to that was not part of the plan. So once I got done with the temple and the place next to it, I was done with the project, or the first half of it. I got to edit it. So I was done with that. And then I went to these 2 other places that was like last minute additions. And one of them was a restaurant. So I was like, okay, cool. So the first place, I can't say where it was, but it's very special. It's very special. The second place was the restaurant. I went there and I ate. And then I came back to this area because Adventure Week, I had like an hour left. And, you know, the restaurant was near here. So I'm like, okay, 14-minute walk. So I walked back over here, used my daily venture incense. And then that ended, nothing happened, so I used a regular instance, and I'm walking around, you know, hatching eggs, getting field research tasks, stuff like that. This was the last shiny I got for Adventure Week. A shiny Rockwell. That's from a 10-kilometer egg. I think I got 2 extra of these now. So I got the family completed, plus either 1 or 2 extras. So that's pretty interesting, if I do say so myself. So looking back at all of this, you could say, during Adventure Week, I got 13 shinies, and about 1, 2, 3 of them were not even a part of Adventure Week. But nevertheless, I like Adventure Week, and you know, with all the XP that I got, it was phenomenal. And like all the Pokestops that I spun around this area, obviously I went further out so y'all can't even see it. And matter of fact, in the hotel Wi-Fi here is crappy though. It's really, really crappy. But yeah, oh, there you go. We got the check. That's not green, that's not shiny. So looking at the XP, I think I was at 250 million. Now I'm at 272 million. So, you know, I thought it did good. What's gonna happen now is I'm gonna edit this video and get this out, because as of me recording this, it's like 8:21 a.m. back home, Wednesday. So I have some time to edit it, render it, upload it, do the thumbnail, and then release it, which would be at 6 p.m. my time, because at 3 p.m. my time, it would be 4 a.m. here Thursday. I would still be asleep. So, and then after I get done with the editing and the, you know, get to the rendering process, I gotta pack, because Thursday, tomorrow, for me, that is Thursday, I leave this hotel, I leave this area, and I go to Osaka to rendezvous with everybody else, who I did see, they were here one of these days. But I'm gonna rendezvous with them on Thursday, and then of course it's Go Fest Osaka. So there you go with that, and I'm gonna call it a wrap. So with all that said, y'all know this is this boy New J Gatsby, aka New Stupid Name Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah. Subscribe. Thanks, man. Do it. After you subscribe to the channel, make sure you click the bell icon so you never miss a new video or a live stream ever again. Thanks, guys.
Lewis the trainer, articulating paint. With my tongue, I done things that people said I can't. Now they rank them with the elite, but it's for the people, and victory is part of defeat. Cause when you get back on your feet, then you try again. Learn from mistakes, show them that I got what it takes, and I'm dying to win. I'ma hit and move away.